Hey guys, welcome to my third vlog. In my last video, I moved from Dallas to Houston with my brother's help, James.
Hello.
So I have a bit of a story to tell. About a year ago, I moved to Dallas from San Antonio. And I used to do little dioramas for things that I 3D printed on my first 3D printer. And in this case, I was doing a diorama of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. And I really needed some paints. Well, I had Citadel paints, and I was looking for a place that sold Citadel paints in Dallas because I was brand new there. And I discovered this place called Texas Toy Soldier. And while I was there was a group of people all just really rambunctious and just really happy. Now this was before COVID, so this is 2020 of COVID. And they were all like jam-packed in the back of this store. And I asked one of the workers there what was going on, and they told us that they were playing Warhammer. And I was completely new, didn't know what it was. And they said, hey, if you're interested, we have a paint club on Mondays. Would you like to join? So I joined, and that's what just snowballed into my obsession with Warhammer. Now I've never played, but I do collect a lot of Nurgle, and I have a lot of my Death Guard, and I have almost maybe even more than 20,000 points in just Nurgle, but I've never played. Well, I moved from Dallas to Houston last weekend, and my brother showed an interest in my hobby, and I was really excited because I kind of missed the little community that I had in Dallas. And so I went around with my mother today looking for something to introduce my brother into Warhammer as a thank you for helping me move. And we went to shop with some success and then not so much success until I went into my first Warhammer store, which you would think someone who's played with Warhammer for about a year now would actually have got into a Games Workshop store, but I've never been. It was like being a kid on Christmas going to Kids R Us for the very first time back in the heyday of Kids R Us. I was ecstatic. And the sad part is, because of COVID, a lot of the stores was closed off, but the guy there was so helpful. Like, he would go in the back and go into the storeroom and then get things off the shelf for me. And I was just looking for something to give my brother. And I was thinking maybe a start collecting box. Now, he didn't ask for this. This is me just wanting to surprise him. And and I was like, he had an interest in Necrons because they're green and silver. Yeah. And so I was looking at Necrons. Well, about a month ago, maybe a little bit more than that, the Indominus box dropped. And I really was interested in getting the Indominus box. But I got something that is even better than that. Let me show you. Look at this beast! Oh my god! I never knew this one existed. And so when he showed it to me, I would look at him and I go, sold, give me this. And here's why. It's like the Indominus box plus extra. I was so excited because it comes with terrain, it comes with the Necrons for my brother, it has some basic bitches called the Ultramarines, which I'm not going to keep them as Ultramarines, and I'll tell you that in a second. And then it comes with like a rule book, a command manual, the stats and some decals, and it comes with a mat. And everything, the guy said everything in this box is great for a beginner who wants to play a small game of only 500 points. Everything's in this box. And so as a beginner, with me and my brother being both beginners, I'm a beginner when it comes to actually playing the game. He's a beginner to the actual hobby. And this was just really exciting because it means I could introduce him to the painting aspect, which I've had a year experience of, but we can both learn together how to play the game. And so today I'm introducing my brother into the basics of painting the figures and then we're going to study and play a game, and maybe you can even watch some of our really noob gameplays of us trying to play the games.
Yes.
You can watch that cringeworthiness coming up. And this is really fun. I'm really excited. So let's open this box and see what it has inside. Begin. As you can see, this thing was jammed-packed. We were just really excited and we just dug in. I showed my brother how to cut things off the sprue. I was just really happy to see him being interested in my hobby. I was really happy to get another person into the hobby and have someone to share this with. So after we started cutting things off the sprue, my brother decided to just cut everything off, all the hands, put them in the pile, all the torsos, put them in the pile. Unfortunately, with this set, you can't do that. Everything is actually fitted to everything else. Well, not everything else. Everything is fitted to one thing. So A to B, B to C. You can't mix things up. It gives you options to mix up different guns, but you have to pick from those two options, those two pieces. You can't just pick from another piece. You had to pick from what was in the instructions. So he did end up spending a lot of time putting his together. I was in charge of the Space Marines and the terrain, so I put those together a little bit quicker, mainly because I was following the directions. Sorry, my brother, I love you. But yeah, so I had some issues with the terrain not fitting completely together, so I did have to use some plastic putty to put that together, make sure the gaps are all filled. My brother is really interested. Look at how focused he is on his little guys. He dry fitted all of them together, made sure the pieces are in the right place, and then later he started gluing them. So you'll see that he'll take some apart and re-glue it, figure out that these hands are the wrong hands to this torso, and so it forth and so on. So I woke up real early, I finished putting together my guys, and I finished putting together some of the terrain. As you'll see, I had the little biker guys and then the terrain, and I was just having a blast. It's a great relaxing for me. It's very relaxing for me to sit there and put these things together. I still had issues even with the ruins, with some of the gaps, especially along the corner. I think it's just how I was squishing it together. I didn't have as much strength as probably I should to just really push those in. It was just really difficult. But I enjoyed it. I mean, those little mistakes are easy to hide. And I was thrilled to get back into painting. I actually am painting still on Twitch. So if you'd like to watch, I stream Tuesdays and Thursdays from 7 to 10, and then Sundays from 12 to 3. Later, my brother woke up. We started playing. We started putting things together. I showed him how to magnetize things because he was interested in that. But that was a little bit too advanced, and I don't think that these push-to-fit models are really capable of the magnetization. I'm sure there's people out there that can do it. It's just way too advanced for beginners like us. So I was like really excited. I was showing off and doing things. Later on, I started painting, getting really into it. I actually took my painter's palette knife and took it to scoop out. You can tell that I'm a painter. I've been doing painting for a very long time. I've been painting dioramas for a very long time, but I've only been painting Space Marines for about a year, or Warhammer figures for about a year. So I have that in my system, or my system. I don't know where that came from. Yeah, whatever. I'll go with it. So there's my painter's knife, and yeah, that's about it. We're about to start our little interview. I'm going to ask him how he likes it, how he enjoys it. So stay tuned.
Well, I was impressed. Like I was telling you, they're so tiny. I thought they were just going to be like single pieces, but only this one was a single piece attached to the top there.
Yeah.
These ones are actually like 5 pieces each, and you get to choose 2 of them.
The Necron Warriors?
Necron Warriors. You can choose whether or not they had one weapon with a single barrel or one with the two, and they have different
faces,
options, different faces as well. I butchered quite a few of them by breaking them. They're delicate.
How was it to put together as a beginner? Was it very hard or kind of easy?
Those were easy. It's just like I had to figure out what I was doing, kind of. This one was very intricate and very impressive with how many pieces and how they fit together, how they bend around, like not bend around each other, how they go, like,
kind of wrap around.
Wrap around each other and things like that.
Yeah.
I like how they look, the detail. There's so much tiny detail that you wouldn't expect, and it was actually pretty fun to put them together. I've seen a video where they put a Titan together. That would be real fun to do.
Yeah, we could put a Titan together one day. My guy here, the one with my captain,
mm-hmm.
he came with the separate parts too. Like,
right.
He could get a regular bolt gun, and then he had the pistol, and then he has one without his helmet and then one with his helmet.
Mm-hmm.
I like how your guns change too. Like you have the double barrel and the single barrel, plus
mm-hmm.
the different faces. We had a lot of extra parts too, which I thought was kind of nice. But as a beginner, I'm not a beginner at putting them together, but I am a beginner at playing the game. And it seemed like you got the strategy a lot faster than I did.
Well, I did watch a few of the battle reports,
mm-hmm.
and so I had an idea of what I was doing. It's just whenever I was reading the instructions, it kind of confused me, because I also wasn't getting the point that it was only giving us some of the rules at a time.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, it was a little confusing, because you would think about the other phases, but it was only introducing you to one phase, because they had the book had like some mission reports. There was like 6 different mission reports, and we only did the first 2 together, and then read through the rest of them, or at least James read through the rest of them.
I flipped through them, yeah.
I thought after doing the first mission, I really started understanding how to do attacks.
Mm-hmm.
The second mission was a little bit harder for me to keep. I'm breaking him.
Yeah, that's cool. Go on.
But overall, I think like if we keep doing the missions, we'll understand how to play a full game just without the. It's sort of like, you know, when you play video games,
mm-hmm.
you get that what is it called, the tutorial period?
Right.
It was kind of like doing the tutorial, where it shows you like, oh, how to pick up things, press B, how to jump, press A. That's kind of how it felt when you were doing the missions. It was like, okay, here is phase 1. Here's how you attack. Here's phase 2. Here's how you attack against an enemy that is very strong or very weak compared to you. And
mm-hmm.
that was a little bit more confusing to me, but I think with more practice, I can understand it a lot more. Because I'm a beginner when it comes to that, and that to me keeps going over my head, especially the strengths, the weapon strengths versus the person's strengths versus the things like that. What were your thoughts on it?
Sorry, I lost my train of thought, but as far as the games were concerned, like, I'm understanding it more. I was just wanting to say, like, if we got another one, I would be much more meticulous. Follow instructions better. That's another thing. I can't wait to paint them, seeing as the way you've already started yours and the ideas that we had for mine here. Oh, that's just popping.
Yeah, we have a couple of ideas that I painted for him to give him some ideas on how to do his color scheme based upon what he liked. And so, like, I was just doing some ideas for that. He wants to customize his so that they're a little bit more unique. But we only had a couple of days, like a day and a half to work on these.
Mm-hmm.
So when it comes to 2 noobs playing games and teaching someone how to play and, you know, just learning, like, I think it's fun because, like, there's like different phases of this particular hobby. There is those that like to put things together or customize what they put together, the models, or kit bash or do things like that. Then there's the painting portion, which some people just like to do the painting portion. and then there's the game portion. And some people just like to do the game portion. I like all of it, but I'm not very good at the game portion. I think you like the putting together and the game portion more, and I like doing the painting more. Oh yeah, I sticky tacked his, so I sticky tacked this, the chainsword onto the side because I'm going to paint the chainsword separate. So I just sticky tacked it to the side.
Right, just a note is that you did it a way that seemed counter. Because like you were pointing the blade at his hip. So,
oh, did I put it on the wrong way? I was wondering why it wasn't really going on there correctly.
That's the way it went. Because it was pointing straight up at him. That doesn't look like it makes sense. It looks like you want it to be... I'm sorry.
It's alright.
Yeah. Dope.
Yeah, that looks a lot better. Thank you.
Onward. Are we gonna? Yeah, we could probably doing it for a separate episode. Is the painting part?
Yeah, we can come back again and do some more painting. That way we can get your ideas on, as a noob, or someone who doesn't have as much experience in painting like I do, on how you feel painting miniatures. I think that would be kind of interesting because it's a hobby, so like there's no right or wrong way to it.
Well, what I've been daydreaming about right now is all the ways I was wanting to customize it, like because you get the extra bits, the guns you choose not to use because they could all have the double barrel. And I was thinking about the tiny magnets you showed me, as well as putting like extra heads on one of them and things like that, customizing them, because I also the one video I saw of the River Titan being made, which I wasn't surprised was complicated. He like customized them in ways like cut them so that there was battle damage and things like that. I find that interesting. With the models that you've done, I think that we'll make some really impressive ones, even if they're just for decor. But I'd still enjoy playing a full-out game using all the models.
Yeah, I can't wait until we get to that part where we don't need to do the missions anymore. We can just play a game together without really worrying about it. And then later on, I think with just start, like this is a great starter kit, especially when you don't have anything with Warhammer. Because you have your terrain, you have your mat, you have your rule book, and you have like a tutorial guide on how to play. I think this will be great, and then as we get more information and more understanding of the characters and our particular divisions, we can buy more and add to it. And so next we can play like a 1,000 point game or a 2,000 point game.
Yeah, because you have the supply for it, right?
Yeah.
All right. Well, I can't wait to come back and paint them, I'll tell you that.
Yeah. Well,
because I get to finish and customize them too.
We got to call it a night. It's getting kind of late. I got to take James home, and then I got to go back to work the next day. So this is it for this video. This is our impressions in our first day working with Warhammer. Just wanted to introduce my brother to my hobby. I bought him the Commander Edition for us actually, and it is a pretty awesome pack. I wasn't expecting to buy it. I was just looking for some Necrons to buy my brother so that he could paint them, and then it ended up becoming this big thing. Went to my first Warhammer store. He showed me this box, and I told him it was sold because I wanted everything in it, and I thought it was a great introduction for two noobs, or one that's not, well, at least when it comes to playing the game, it's great for two noobs. And then it as a painter, it helps me be able to like bring on that sort of love for the miniatures to my brother. That probably doesn't make much sense, but you know, it's late, I'm tired. It's nice of you to watch this video. If you liked it, remember to give it a like, add a comment. I know that at the beginning of this video I was calling the data sheet stratagems, so don't be afraid to say, hey, we did something wrong, because we're still noobs and we're still learning, so we would appreciate a nice comment. If you know anything to help us learn, make sure to give us information. We'd really appreciate it. And I hope you have a nice day. Bye.
Bye.
Yay. That's it.